The process isn't over, and New York certainly did not nominate Trump or Hillary permanently, but now it's time for us really to consider, can Trump beat Hillary? And the conventional wisdom, as was always the case with Trump, is that he can't win. But he wins. So the question is, can Trump defeat Hillary? I think the key thing for us to understand is that Hillary and Trump, statistically, are both unelectable, according to polling. Hillary has 56% of the country opposed to her, unfavorable opinion, and Trump has 65% opposed to him, and they need 51 to win. So they're two candidates who are very badly battered, very bad negative images in the country, but one of them is going to win, and it could well be Donald Trump. Let's discuss how. First of all, the polling itself is based on a turnout model. And if we've seen anything from Donald Trump, it's that he shatters the turnout model. He brought out 33 million people by the end of the primaries, who will have to vote in the Republican primary. And in 2012, only 19 million voted. So if he can produce a 75% increase, that'll translate into a very significant increase in the amount of your base that shows up. And let's remember that one of the big reasons Romney lost is that about 10 million white voters didn't show up. And if there's anybody that can get them back to vote, it's probably going to be Trump. He already has demonstrated that ability in the primaries. Secondly, the way Hillary runs for president is that she doesn't say vote for Hillary, because she knows that's impossible to get. But she says vote for a woman. Vote for the first woman running. Vote for the person who's going to stop Donald Trump from kicking women around and debasing them. She hides behind the generic. She makes her candidacy into, in effect, a class action suit. And what Trump will do is to make Hillary the issue. For Trump to overcome his negatives, he needs to be not Donald Trump, but the person who's stopping Hillary Clinton from becoming president. Now, in his rhetoric and his campaign approach, Trump's ability to win hinges on his legendary ability to say things nobody else is going to say. I mean, you can imagine the two of them in a debate, and Donald says to Hillary, the issue isn't should you go to the White House, it's why should you not have gone to jail. I can imagine the two of them in a debate, and Trump turns to Hillary and said, it's not just, the issue isn't whether you should go to the White House or not, it's whether you should go to jail or not. And lays out the case about the Clinton speaking fees and the uranium mining and the conflicts of interest and Benghazi and the email scandal and classified material. And if necessary, goes back to the White House China scandal and the pardons her brothers arranged in return for money. All kinds of stuff like that. And Trump will throw Hillary on the defensive from day one. Bernie ran a very civilized campaign against Hillary. Partially because he wanted to appeal to the Democrats who were upset that he was running in the first place, but would consider him if he minded his manners. And he never brought up emails. And when he spoke about the speaking fees, it was not in the context of a conflict of interest for State Department actions. It was a sort of generic dependence on Wall Street. And he never brought up Benghazi, never mentioned the word, or any of the other Hillary scandals. Trump will revel in those scandals. The whole debate and the whole election will be about them. And he will run against Hillary almost like a prosecutor, keeping her on the defensive constantly, raising issues and attacks that are out of bounds for normal politicians, constrained by the normal realities of how they run for office. Trump is writing the book, the rule book, as we proceed, and it's impossible to count him out. The other point is that Hillary is a moving target. Hillary would be coasting to this nomination and probably coasting to the election if she didn't have the email scandal, if she'd acted appropriately and told the truth in Benghazi, if she wasn't neck deep in conflicts of interest and speaking fees. All three of those scandals are of her own making. She did all of those to herself. Nobody made her give those speeches. Nobody made her abandon the government server and use a private server for emails. She did it deliberately and to herself. And she hasn't stopped doing it. Somebody asked me the other day, why hasn't Hillary learned her lesson? And the answer is she has. the lesson is do whatever the hell you want, you can get away with it. And just as punishment acts as a deterrence, escaping from punishment acts as an encouragement. And the odds that Hillary will continue to do stuff to herself and put her foot in it in all kinds of different ways between now and Election Day are very high. And against her is Trump, who, while he sometimes says things he shouldn't, really never makes a major mistake of that sort, and has been in public life his whole life and kept this side of the law pretty easily. So the answer is yeah, I think Trump could beat Hillary. Thanks for watching.